Myself biography. Hi, I am Miriam Rosa López Díaz. I am 19 years old. I was born in Montería, but I'm from Santiago, Córdoba. I study law and I always wanted to do it. It was always my first option and today I am in the seventh semester. My parents are lawyers too, and I learned a lot from them. In my hobbies, I like to go to the beach. My favorite sport is volleyball. In my free time, I like to watch series and spend time with my family. My dreams for the future is to create my own law firm. I am very affectionate, express and smiling. I am, for being very responsible and disciplined. I like to see many beautiful places and eat delicious food. Thank you. My stress video presentation. I am Miriam Rosa López Díaz. First of all, I want to make a brief introduction about what stress is. Stress is a feeling of physical or emotional tension. You can take any situation or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Stress is your body reaction to a challenge or demand, and it can affect a lot, especially young people and adults. In contrast, stress can contribute to many health problems, including heat, blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. Now, what causes my stress? It causes my stress university during midterms along with many hopes in responsibility. People also cause my stress things when they are not turning out as I thought or wanted. And in general, I get stressed by a lot of non nonsense. I deal with stress well. First of all, I relax and divide the minders that I am going to study. I program myself with the times and days that I am going to study each minter. And with regard to irresponsibility people, I try to understand them and also school them for irresponsibility and so I take every time out and relax. And as for me getting stressed about every time my stressed, I say, oh Miriam, relax. We also talk about the stressed generation, the millennials. They are the young people we who currently move the winds of the world, but they are also stressed, unhappy, um, generation with self-esteem problems. In addition, stress leads to unhealthy habits and addiction such as drink, smoking, and spending too much time on the internet. The main problems that plague the most stressed generation are finan, financial owns, mm, which face a tougher job market and much higher student loans than those of previous generation. Thank you, good. I have never felt so stressed, nor do I have those problems that affect millennials. I only had stressed during college midterms and new thank you good and don't suffer from that king of stressed and I don't resort to those vices that lead to stress. Although the general population suffers a lot of stress, the so-called millennials generation is the one that is most affected by this burden. In conclusion, stress is very complication because it generates many problems for our health. So it is better that when we face situations like this, we know how to deal with them in order to take care of our health and last more years of life. I think that is also good, too good, too good, so that he is the only removes our burden and make us feel more confident in him and calmer. Thank you. My movie review. I am Miriam Rosa López Díaz. Superheroes are mental, behavior, and sociomedical role models. With the rise of superhero movies and series, fantasy and cartoons seem to take on a real appearance to children who are influenced by them. The fictional figures be a role model for children, but it is up to parents to know that kind of content their children want, to assess whether it is appropriate for their age to talk about a specific situation. Children are in a state of transition from dependence to autonomy and the formation of their personality. They need that model to project themselves and distinct their emotional and dreams as well as their potential behavior. Children then to look for their role models to for the person they are going to become to strengthen their self-concept and their self-esteem, which makes them feel powerful. For children, they become their inspiration. Sometimes they find refuge in fantasy. It reflects their needs, ideas, and desires. Superheroes become role models that children admire and in many cases imitate. The first scientists and technology inclination may emerge from them. Superheroes play an important role in the life of children, especially the young ones, as they can possibly influence this process of their development to a great extent. Every child has a favorite idol with supernatural abilities whose main goal is to save the world from the villains around him. For children, their superheroes can be a great motivator to spark interest in science, technology, engineering, and math topics, and yet children interested in exploring real-world concepts relate to this movie. The movie that influenced me was Story 34 for while Billy Forky from Story 34 at some point. We had existential crisis thinking or plus is that existential impotence. Like Han, like him, we have to discover that our existence has meaning by being happy, making others happy, serving them and loving and then in the most Christian sense of the word. The teaching that is the movie left me in my childhood has um, another anyone shoulder by asset in a growth, regardless of their physical appearance or disabled as children do poor with pre- per- prejudice. Regarding the last activity, it was talking about the Bechdel test is a method to assess whether a movie, series, comic, or other artist representation script meets the minimum standards to about the gap. It is increasingly common for viewers to worry about whether the content they consume excel exceeds these tests or not according to these tests. The piece in question must meet the following requirements: have at least two female characters, that both women have names, that they talk to each other at some point, and that this conversation is about something other than a man. Hello, my name is Miriam Rosa López Díaz, 11, my word distribution video presentation. In the test, they touch on different topics about happiness and money. First, can we be happy without money? Are people who have money happy? In the test, they said that money does not make happiness, and according to a study from that year, according to a study, the more money people had, the less happy they were, but on the other hand, we saw that it can be something relative. That in the countries where income increasing in the countries where people earn more money. People are happier. And for me, it is totally true. Money may not make happiness, but it helps a lot on the way to be happy. That is no boy life on only on love or of happiness. If there is no economy stability, it leads to many worries, and that is not the path that leads to happiness. However, for me, happiness is a complement to many things, such as being with family, listening to my loud mom, traveling, traveling with her passing by her side, and also having the economy facility to make many trips. In the test, they also take about the countries which not only needed some to increase their become income and also be rich, but also had equal opportunities because in a study they realized that rich countries are happier, but they are happier only if everyone gets rich and not the rich get richer and the poor get poor. To begin with, I take the banana as the first point. The demand for green bananas reminds that some people go to farmers markets and chain store in search of bananas for their recipes and menus. The dessert ingredients went from costing 20 units to have valued of up one in chain store and markets. Electricity, it is explaining that the price of electricity for could have remained more or less the same with an increase of one. Oil in the country, edible oil registered and rise in the price of 48.15%. It is a very high increase for consumers. Mm, in the first video, they talk about an organization that helps children who were affected by the war. The person begin intervene said that she working in Asia and saw the effectiveness of the education programs. In the second video, she has that she went on vacation with her family. She was writing something and street children approached her and told her that we wanted to learn to write because his dream was to be a doctor, and she gave him all the things she had like pencil. In the conversation that my college and Ana Viñas and Camila Haik and my people, it wasn't in the fact that Camila interviews use once on our carrot that we are system engineers are expert in the area. And she asked us about technology, communication, new technology, technological means to improve communication, and that this was very good for society. The bad thing was that we were become dependent on them.